deans and faculty of the Baker College system have been involved in a project called AIM, which refers to Academic Improvement Models. At the Clinton Township campus, faculty have been identifying attitudes and activities that facilitate learner-centered classroom environments. In these brief video clips, instructors share their viewpoints on building rapport with students, creating engaging activities, and applying favorite techniques.
Within the classroom, I try to invoke a lot of respect through how I treat the students and then how the students treat me. Homework is the key responsibility of the student. However, I try to make myself as much available as possible through email, through photographs, through scanning devices, so that they can send me their homework and I can utilize that as a tool to go forward into the design process.
I truly believe that if you give respect, you get respect. And I try not to belittle at all or demean anything that the students are doing. If I'm critiquing their work, I try to look at the positive and then make a suggestion, always telling them why. I teach them like I would teach my clients. I have to introduce them to all the product, and that's exactly how I teach the students. I teach them as though they were my client.
My philosophy of teaching adults is that everybody is special. Everybody is individual, and one of the things I tell the students is label jars, not people.
One of the things that I had as a student when I went to Lawrence Tech was I was on a first name basis with my instructors, and I've always felt that works very well here. I'm not Mr. Strow or Professor Strow, I'm George. And I think that has created a great atmosphere for learning. There's a great interchange between the student and myself. I let them know that I'm not on any higher plane, that I am kind of equal to them. And we're learning from each other.
When you approach a student, especially in a programming class where you're going to be helping them through a problem, it's good to sit down next to them so that you're sitting on the same level. It makes them feel more comfortable, not like you're lurking over them.
Walk the floor. Make sure that you spread the questions around. If you ask 3 students and all 3 students get the same answer, the 4th one may be ready now to answer because he has the same answer. Let it go, that's fine. Now you challenge him to receive the answer and make them a bit more confident of answering next time around.
Learner-centered classroom environments require students to share in the responsibility for their learning. Traditional lecture, slides, and PowerPoints are enhanced with activities that cause students to focus, interact, question, analyze, and apply subject matter to real-life situations.
In this project, students are about to write a C++ class. This type of project takes about 8 hours to be completed. But as a teamwork, students were able to finish in less than 2 hours.
In the class, what we did as a special activity, it was week 5, so I called it 5 facts in 5 minutes. So each student was given a topic, the topic they weren't aware of what that topic was going to be. In the meantime, I had already prepared a PowerPoint that had these topics on in case a student would miss a particular fact. As I would go through the PowerPoint, the words 5 facts would come up, and the person with number 1 on their envelope with their project would stand up and give the 5 facts that they researched on that. After they finished with the 5 facts, the slide for that particular topic would come up. We've been playing some of these types of things and games all along, so they're really looking forward to it when they come into class.
I do try to keep up on reading of new things that are coming out, new procedures. When you can say, oh, I just read this article the other day, and then you can explain the newest discoveries. The students, you're making them, one, be more knowledgeable, but they also gain the respect that you know what you're talking about.
What we tried to do was give them a scenario where they had to research a certain product and present a term paper to the instructor who is portraying a customer in their house that just had their furnace red tagged. It's much more in depth when they can do it themselves from the research opportunities they have from our library.
We were reviewing for the end of the quarter final cumulative exam, and I cut out all the student learning outcomes which are listed on your syllabus, and I put them each on a card, and we walked around the classroom and asked each one of the students to repeat the student learning outcome, to read it to their classmates, and then answered it. And when we answered it, we let the one student answer it. However, we did it as a group. They were able to phone a friend if they had a question, and I put candy as incentive on the tables, all different size, and we kind of did it like a white elephant. What we did is I put the candy out, and they were able to take a candy from any place that they wanted or from each other. So it got kind of interesting as they answered their questions.
The amount of material career and technical instructors have to cover in 10 weeks is challenging. Students do not always grasp the reason for certain assignments. Teachers develop their own favorite techniques to facilitate understanding.
Make absolutely sure that they do some visual learning as well. It's hard to say that there's a brand new glass tub out there and visualize exactly what we're talking about.
This is a very, very heavy work production class. There are 16 chapters in it. I break it down, I make them have a notebook, weeks 1 to 10, and we put every assignment in it each week, and I tell them not to look more than 1 week at a time because it can be intimidating.
One of the major challenges we run into is the diversity of students, mostly between younger students and older students. What I found is it's created great relationships within the classes themselves. The young student definitely learns from the more mature student because they're kind of envious of their knowledge of the world. And the more mature student obviously learns from the younger student because they see that vitality, the youth.
In the educational realm, there's also the chance to mentor somebody. It's not to educate to somebody or educate them. It's not to really instruct them. It's to show them the knowledge that you've gained in your workplace, and then come here and give them a way of learning the same thing and be mentored it rather than just instructed.
We hope these ideas from your fellow faculty encourage you to explore learner-centered concepts in greater depth. To that end, these interviews and other AIM resources will be made available at the Effective Teaching and Learning area of Baker College's website at www.baker.edu.